So I can remember the moment. This is kind of a funny story to me. I mean, I find this funny. You don't have to laugh. I'll let you know when I have a joke I want you to know. I can remember for some reason that was the moment when I said, wow, that friend, you know, I have different feelings about her than I do about all my other friends. And I never realized it until this moment. And I actually think she's very beautiful. And that was the discovery right then. What?
But there were friends of mine who once I went, made known that it was women that I was interested in loving rather than men, would have nothing more to do with me.
Because married people, just a lot of stuff is taken for granted.
Can you give some examples?
You have the choice of paying your taxes together or paying your taxes separately, and whichever saves you the most tax money, that's what you get. In some states, it is illegal for gay people to be parents. Even that is to say, if you're a woman and you have a birth child, nobody can call that illegal. But gay people can't adopt children. Gay people can't be the other parent of their partner who has had this child.
One of the things that has affected us, one of the things that we're most concerned about is in traveling through states like that, if one of us were to become tragically ill, there are some states that would refuse. If Nancy were in hospital and very, very ill, I might not be able to get in to see her because our marriage is not recognized, so I wouldn't be, next of kin, as it were.
So you'd just be a stranger?
In a word,
You know,
yes. How are they going to rise above that and accept, two women or two men getting married? In my lifetime, maybe in your lifetime, you guys are 10, 11, and 12, or whatever you are. But I'm a lot older than that, and, I just don't know. I have not a lot of faith that will happen.
I let my life speak, and I don't wear my T-shirt all the time, and I don't wear on my chest that I am a lesbian married to a lesbian. So I would like change to continue to happen, but there's a lot of change. That's just one.
I will say that if my brother can go through that process of change, probably almost anyone can. Although it's probably easier for individuals than for groups. And in time, perhaps there'll be enough individuals to make a group in that way.
As with the Quaker meeting, the decision goes against you, and then you decide, well, I do believe this is fundamentally right, so we have to find another way. And so people are working on it. It takes a while. It took a couple 100 years to get slavery to be illegal, so it takes a while. And if you hold to your convictions, just put in the time. I think it's important to say what Marion said at the very beginning. This meeting changed its mind, and it was before I had met Marion, that I would say about 10 years before, that another couple of women had asked to be married, and it wasn't known exactly why it came up, but because Ministry and Oversight, I think one of the people went to Ministry and Oversight and asked. So the meeting discussed it, and it was, there were some people who were very much opposed. And then over those 10 years, some people changed their minds, and some people moved away. And so the objections, the meeting when Janice and Ellie asked to be married, the meeting had gone on record 10 years or 12 years before saying, no, we do not. We will not marry a couple. So we had meetings again of everybody in Ithaca meeting who was interested, and friends decided, yes, they were ready. And it did make sense. And that the objections that had been around 10 years before just didn't hold water anymore for people. It just didn't work with the experience.
And the wording that the business meeting used wasn't that we approve that 2 men or 2 women can get married. What it says is we approve that all loving couples can get married under the care of the meeting. So they didn't separate anything out. They just included everything in. And I thought that that was a good way of doing it.
And in New York yearly meeting, some people were very opposed, and so the decision finally was that each meeting, because each meeting decides whether a couple, any couple, should be married, that each meeting could decide whether they wanted to have same-sex couples. And then they took all the language.
And so it wasn't that we just decided we were going to get married and this clearness committee was appointed and we just rolled with it. I mean, there are actual guidelines that, that you follow that are here in Faith and Practice, and we did that.
On whether it was, the Friends phrase is to be married under the care of the meeting, which goes back to what Larry was saying about the couple stands up and the meeting is witnesses, and then everybody who comes to the wedding signs the certificate. It's not signed by law or by an official person. It's signed by everybody who witnessed it. We know you made these promises to each other, and we care, and we'll help you keep those promises. So that's what it means to be married as a Quaker.
And we got married in the meeting house out at Hector, and it was packed. It says, "I take thee, Nancy, to be my partner in life, rather than my wife." I mean, I could have said my wife, and she could have said my wife, but we decided to use the word partner. And that is not in the Faith and Practice, but it is what we chose to do.